Hey, this is Scott, and today we're going to talk about this little guy, the A6 Plus from Andycine, and 5 reasons why you should get one, and a few reasons that you shouldn't. Alright, so yes, the elephant in the room. This is nearly identical to the F6 Plus from FeelWorld, which I also recently reviewed, but this one says Andycine on it, and yeah, depending on where you get it, some of the accessories that are included may be slightly different, and depending on where you live, some of the availability of one of these or the other may also be different, so there's that. But basically the biggest and possibly the only difference that I actually saw in at least the models that I got was that the mounting arm on the A6 Plus from Andycine requires you to loosen the screw to tilt it, while the F6 Plus from FeelWorld doesn't. You can do that just one-handed without loosening anything. Now there's, ups and downs to both sides of that. The screw type on the A6 Plus will be a little bit more secure. It'll hold its position, while the type that you get with the FeelWorld obviously is going to be a little bit more loose. You might have to play with it a little bit more just to get the right tension. So depending on how you work and how you plan to use it, one of those may be better than the other. But again, basically that's going to be the only major difference between these two monitors. Anyway, today this is not going to be an in-depth review because technically I already kind of did that. But today we're going to highlight 5 reasons why I think you should definitely consider getting your hands on this monitor, and of course why maybe you shouldn't, just to be fair and balanced. So let's get into it. This is the biggest for me. Not only is it a touchscreen, but it's a very well designed touchscreen. You have pinch to zoom, you have a one-touch backlight and volume adjustment, on-screen quick functions, and a fully touchable, well laid out menu. Very quick, very easy. This is a great medium-sized monitor. Sometimes just straight up 5 inches can be too small, and 7 inches can be a little bit overkill. But this sits right between those at 5.5 inches, and I love that the dual-purpose battery slot is recessed into the body, keeping that flat profile so it's easy to slide into tight spaces when packing up. A lot of monitors at or around this price range don't have the ability to load custom LUTs into there to preview when you're shooting in a log format. This one does, and it's as simple as that. Like I said, you get a dual purpose battery plate on here that takes both LPE6 and MPF batteries, so whatever you have on hand, whatever you have charged up, you'll be ready to go. There's a pretty decent battery life too, with about 2 hours off of one of the small sized MPF batteries, and of course you could always power this for a longer time with the DC in. Plus, yes, one more plus, you do also get the option to have DC power out, which means that, although I've never used it, if you do have the correct dummy battery adapter, you can power your camera off of the same battery as you power the monitor from, keeping everything just a lot more organized instead of having tons of batteries that you have to keep track of. There's not much that this monitor lacks, but it comes in right around $250, which I think is a pretty good price. Now, whether or not that's in your budget is not up to me, but I think that for that price, you're getting a very solid monitor here with really high level of usability in terms of, the touchscreen, the way that the touchscreen works, and all of the functions and everything that is built into that, including 3D LUTs. The bottom line is that when you have a monitor that's this quick and easy to use, it's going to solve a lot of headaches on set and for run and gun users. Okay, so let's hit on just a few points why you might not want to choose this monitor, just to be fair. I'm talking waveforms, vector scopes, custom aspect ratio markers, and special false colors, things that you see in some of the higher end monitors. These are things that you probably don't expect to see in a monitor at this price anyway, but if you need those things, then you need those things, and that's all there is to it. So that would be the number one reason why you might not want to choose this monitor. Well, this is reasonably bright, and it does have a sunshade for shooting outdoors. It's not a high bright monitor, so again, if that's what you're in the market for, this is factually not a high bright monitor. But still, I want to note that it is easy enough to use outdoors in most situations. Well, this does accept 4K signals and loop out through HDMI. It doesn't have any SDI connections on here. And again, while that's something you might not expect to see on a monitor at this price, if you need it, then you need it. So boom, there's one more reason why you might consider passing on this monitor. So that's all there is for this monitor. Again, it was not meant to be an in-depth review, but hopefully it gave you kind of a highlight reel of what this monitor has to offer, and hopefully some motivations to consider getting your hands on one yourself, because it is a very great monitor. Again, the ease of use here is really the highlight for me. It's very quick and easy. easy, and I've really enjoyed using it. It hasn't caused me any frustrations at all when using it in real life situations. However, if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below, and if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it if you'd like, subscribe to see more in the future, and as always, thank you for watching.